Welcome everyone to the Inland Sports Show. Before we start the show, make sure you like this video and you've subscribed to the Inland Sports Show YouTube channel. And if you're a local business or organization and you'd like to promote yourself on this show, just send us an email, inlandsportshow@gmail.com. The show starts right now. Garcia's left footage. And what is up, everybody? Welcome to your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show, live and amplified here at Teen Vision TV 16. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. We got a great show tonight for you. A little bit later on, we're going to check in with Arrowhead Christian swim. The Eagles are off to another great start, trying to win back-to-back league championships in the new San Joaquin League. Girls flag football, it is now a CIF sport, and one of the local teams participating, trying to win a spring championship, Indian Springs. They'll join us a little bit later, live from a girls flag football practice on the show. And then also Cal State San Bernardino baseball skipper Mike Nadeau will also join us live. The Coyotes are one of the top-ranked teams in Division II this season. But leading things off right now on the Inland Sports Show, we're talking some high school baseball with the Centennial Huskies. We got head coach Ryan Simpson, a couple of his star players as well, join us live here on the program. And Coach Simpson, I mean, I think Centennial, and you know, don't shoot the messenger over here, but you think Centennial, you think basketball, of course, they've been doing so well. You think of Matt Logan and the football team. But baseball, man, you guys are coming on strong, one of the top teams in Division III. What have you guys done well this season?
You know, I don't take any offense. Centennial's definitely known for good reason as being a basketball and football school. But we're trying to get baseball at least in the general conversation of those guys as well. I think it's we've been able to kind of work our tail off and kind of get the guys to buy into a culture, just that blue collar kind of work ethic, never say die kind of mentality.
You know, Coach, I was looking at your schedule this season. I've been following the Huskies, throughout the year. You've played a lot of close games, a lot of one-run games. What do you think it says about this team that you guys are able to win a lot of those close games against some really good teams?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you, it would sure help my heart and my gray hairs if we can not have so many close games. But we've been fortunate enough to find ways to win those close games. I think last time I looked, we're something like 7-2 or something along those lines in one-run ball games. Like I said, I think it just kind of goes to the kids' toughness. They never think that they're out of a game, and they always believe, no matter what the situation is, that we're going to win. And they find a way to get it done.
All right, you got a couple of the guys on board as well. I'll start with Ryder Dykstra, who's up in the corner here, that corner over here. Ryder, how fun has this season been? That obviously you guys are winning, you're winning close games, but I feel like this team's got a lot of big goals. If you survive the Big 8 League, which is absolutely brutal, there's a lot of good teams. I mean, you guys can make a serious threat to make a CIF title run. So how much fun are you having this season?
Oh, it's amazing. Our chemistry as a team is like no other. Like, we've been playing probably since I don't know when. I'd say probably like 8 or 9 since we're that young. It's so much fun. It doesn't even feel like we have to practice. It's just like all fun and games. Games is just like a vacation. It's the best thing. It's the best year so far.
Ryder, obviously you got to have good pitching, you got to have good hitting, play defense, all those things. But I think in baseball, maybe more so in baseball than other sports, you actually got to get along. You got to like the guys in the dugout that that you're going to battle with each and every week. So it sounds like you guys genuinely like to be around each other.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's the best.
And Jaden, we got Jaden McNeely as well. Jaden, can you back that up? I mean, do you guys actually get along, off the diamond? And this is a pretty tight-knit group, because I think that goes a long ways in terms of, building a winning culture when you guys actually like each other off the field.
Yeah, sorry, my microphone on my computer isn't working right now, so I'm just going to talk off Ryder's.
That's perfect.
I mean, yeah, I completely agree with Ryder. Like, this team is just, I don't even think anybody hates each other on this team. We're all so close. I mean, we're all brothers, a family with this team. I mean, I look forward to coming to practice every day. It's just a family on the baseball field. I love it.
And Coach, let me go back to you for this one, because how important is it, that you have a group that is obviously talented, but a group that, is going to buy in and get along and help build that culture?
Well, I mean, that was kind of my priority number one, was to, when I first got the job, was to just get everybody playing for something greater than themselves. And it's something that we kind of hammer on. And we've done things as a team also off the field to help build that culture, some team building activities. And like Ryder touched upon, a lot of these guys have been playing together since they've been 9 or 10 years old. So it definitely is a brotherhood that's a kind of, unique, I would say, especially this day and age with all the travel ball and everybody kind of being split up. Mm-hmm. These guys have, like I said, most of them been playing together for 6, 7, 8 years.
All right, Coach. Where's your son? Where's Espen? I thought he was going to be on here. Is he somewhere?
You never know with that guy. You would think, being the coach's son, he could figure it out one time, but it doesn't shock me.
Well, let me go back to Ryder on this one. Ryder, listen, I love the Big 8 League for baseball, man. There are so many good players and coaches and programs. I'd put the Big 8 League up against anybody, even the Trinity League. So when you guys go into league play, I'm assuming, I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but I'm assuming you guys know that every single game is just going to be a battle on the field. But it sounds like you guys have the confidence that every time you take the field in Big 8 League play, do you guys feel like you have a chance to win?
Yeah, I mean, last year obviously wasn't our best year, and I was kind of having I wasn't that excited about our performance last year. And then we come back this year and we're winning all these ball games, and it's just pumping me up every time we win. And I've been shocked a couple of times. I have faith in us and I have confidence in us, but we're just rolling. And I love it when our bats get hot. It's just, you can't stop us when we get going.
All right, Jaden, let me ask you this. I looked at your schedule up and down, and you guys have had some games where you scored a lot of runs. I see some other games where it looks like maybe pitching dominated. Where do you think the strengths are on this team? Pitching, defense, hitting? Where would you say the strengths are?
I would definitely say our pitching and our defense is our best strength right now. I mean, our bats are great too, but once they get hot, our bats are great. But I think our pitching and our defense is really helping our team win ball games right now. Our pitching and defense is great.
Coach, I'm a baseball fan. I love the 1-0 or 2-1 games. I love pitching and defense when a team can scratch out a win like that. You don't have to win like 10-8 every single night. If I was going to ask you to kind of describe the makeup of this year's team or put a label on this year's team, would it be, pitching and defense kind of a program, or you guys like to fight fire with fire and just try to outscore teams?
Well, I'd certainly like to be able to fight fire with fire and just blow the doors off of teams. But like you touched upon in the Big 8, it's blowing doors off of any team. It's just not something that happens. It's any given day, any of these teams can beat each other. But our pitching and defense has definitely carried us. Our pitching coach, Joe Dawley, he's done a phenomenal job with his staff. And I mean, our rotation has been great. I mean, I think our team ERA, as a team, we're at like 2.0, somewhere right around there. If you're only giving up 2 runs a game, you definitely give yourself a chance to win a lot of baseball games.
And Coach, what do you think you guys have to do in the final? I think it's only maybe like 2 weeks of league play. I think you're off pretty much this week, right? And you got some is it Corona and Roosevelt? I think still going head to head. But what do you feel like you guys can still do to get better and improve to, like I say, survive the Big 8 League, because you obviously got to finish high enough in the standings to punch your ticket to the postseason. But what do you think you guys can do to improve to survive the Big 8, do well in league play, and once you get to CIF, man, who knows what'll happen?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the first and biggest hurdle is just getting out of our league. We got Roosevelt coming up next. And like I said, any team could beat any team in any given day. So we got them in Corona, and then we still have one makeup game against Norco as well. So it's murderer's row. So we just have to take it day by day and keep to our mission of trying to get just a little bit better each day. And I do believe, if we can come around with our bats a little bit and keep our pitching strong as it's been, that, we'll definitely give ourselves a chance for sure.
All right, this is going to be a question for Ryder and Jaden real quick. Who would you say, I love doing name dropping because sometimes, we get the star players on the show, but who would you say, Ryder and Jaden, is the unsung hero of the team? Maybe this guy he's not going 3 for 4 every game, or his ERA is not under 1 or something like that, but who do you think really just stands out in this program that maybe just doesn't get the recognition that they deserve? Because I love to highlight the unsung heroes. And Ryder, I can start with you and then go to Jaden, but who's the guy that just brings it every day in practice, every day at the game, and unsung hero?
In my opinion, I'm going to have.
Uh-oh.
He's our catcher right now.
Wait, Ryder, hold on. Ryder, hold on. You cut out for a second. Start over because I'll make sure we get that name again. Go ahead.
I said Wyatt Ariano. He's our catcher. He's always locked in, always making sure our dugout's up, letting us know, trying to pick the pitcher signs and all that, letting us know what's coming, keeping us going, picking us up, everything.
All right, and Jaden, how about you? Who's another guy that's really brought it every day?
Oh, I'd for sure say Jake Morrell, man. Jake Morrell, he's one of the quietest guys I've ever met. Last year, I don't think I heard him say more than 5 words, but this year he's definitely opened up. But he's definitely leading our team with the bats. Him and Ryder, I mean, they're carrying our bats right now. Jake Morrell, he's putting on a show for us hitting, man. He's great. He doesn't get a lot of attention, but he's great.
Awesome. Good work, guys. Really appreciate it. Coach, I'll wrap it up with you here. Going into the season, what were the goals? What were the expectations for this team? And do you feel like you're meeting those?
I'm definitely, we're on track, for the goals that I had. Now, if I had shared my goals with anybody else prior to the season, they would have told me I'm crazy. I guess right now the goal is to make playoffs, because like you said, I believe that once you make playoffs, that we can, anything can happen at that point. So, 20 wins would be phenomenal. I think, I think 20 wins might have been the most in the program's history. So getting 21 wins was on my goal list. And making playoffs, obviously, make a deep run in CIF.
Yeah, survive the Big 8 and make a run in Division III. Guys, listen, I really appreciate the time. Coach Simpson, I'm glad we could finally make this happen. I really do appreciate it. Tell Espen next time, man. He's dodging me. We got to get him on the show soon.
You got it. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You guys got it. Really appreciate Jaden, Ryder, Coach Simpson. Really appreciate your guys' time. That's Centennial High School baseball here on the Inland Sports Show. We're going to take a quick commercial break here on the show. When we come back, some ACA swimming. We'll be right back.
The City of San Bernardino Parks, Recreation and Community Services Department will host a Community Arbor Earth Day Park Revitalization on Saturday, April 22nd at Bobby Vega Park, located at 862 North Garner Avenue. The Arbor Earth Day Revitalization is a free community outreach event that will take place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the purpose of environmental education. This event will entail free secure document shredding, up to 5 standard boxes per household. Mulch and compost giveaway, please bring your own containers. Water and energy conservation tips, along with a park cleanup and tree planting. Motor oil filter recycling containers will be provided while supplies last. There will also be a green job fair providing apprenticeships and demonstrations. This family and pet-friendly event encourages city residents to come out and explore a variety of environmental resource vendors, such as the California Conservation Corps, Rolling Green Tree Care, Serenity Plants, Uplift San Bernardino, and Owner-Occupied Rehab Program. Come out to help clean up and improve your local park. We'll appreciate everyone's support. See you there.
Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun. And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. And Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust.
What up, y'all? Boostman here with a quick 2 cent. We live in an era where student-athlete empowerment is at an all-time high, and this is a good thing. But be careful. There's a fine line between empowering yourself and not being gritty. Just because things don't go your way doesn't mean you should automatically explore other options. Communicate with your coaches, find out what you can do better, and be sure you've done everything in your power before making the decision to move on. Empowering yourself as an athlete is great, but using empowerment as an excuse to take the easy route is a recipe for disaster. Boostman.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Inland Sports Show. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. A big shout out and a big thanks to the Centennial High School baseball team for joining us live here on the show. But now we're going to pivot from the baseball diamond to the swimming pool. Real pleasure to have this guy on our program. He was a CIF champion as a swimmer at Summit. Now he's the head coach at Arrowhead Christian. It is Austin Sparks joining us live on the program. And Coach Sparks, I don't know how much you tell your own swimmers about how good you were in the pool not too long ago, because you're a pretty young guy still, but correct me if I'm wrong, was it 3 individual CIF titles when you swam for the mighty Skyhawks?
So I actually never won any individual titles themselves, but I was able to go to CIF and go to finals for the 50 free and the 100 free both years, and then able to go to state after that, which was a big blessing. So.
And then how did you pick up swim? Like, did you swim your entire life, like since you were little, or was it something you got to high school and you're like, I'm going to try swimming and I'm pretty good at it?
I played baseball my whole life. My dad was my coach, and it was a lot of fun to do that. And about a week before high school, some guys approached me and asked me if I wanted to do water polo because it would help strengthen my arm for baseball. So I did water polo, and that was a lot of fun. And then about halfway through my high school year, so about my junior year, I was on varsity for baseball and water polo, but I needed to make a move to try to get some scholarships. And so I ended up going with water polo. And so halfway through my junior year, I joined swim. I'd never done it before. I was very unorthodox and obviously had no idea what I was doing. So I joined swim halfway through in my junior year to get better at water polo. And then swim just kind of took off in 5 months. And then everything went really fast. And swim was a sport. I took that into college, and now I'm here. So.
In the back of your mind, was that always kind of the goal that you wanted to coach one day or be a head coach of your own program?
It actually wasn't. When I was in high school, the goal was to be a youth pastor. And then right when I got to college, I loved the atmosphere of being able to I was a communication major, and I love being able to evangelize to people. And so I instantly wanted to become a teacher. And I was currently a lifeguard at the time, coaching a little water polo team on the side. I thought that was fun. And then I knew that I couldn't swim forever, obviously. And so when I stopped swimming, coaching is another way to continue to let out the competitiveness in me. And so I love to be able to compete. And if I can't do it in the water, I like to at least coach the people that can do it. And so, just when I joined college my freshman year, I knew that coaching and teaching were two things that I wanted to do. And it's been a lot of fun.
Well, Coach Sparks, you're a first-year head coach. You inherit an ACA team, on the girls' side at least, that's coming off a league championship from a year ago. Bethany Hahn is a beast in the pool. So when you inherited the program, was it something that, hey, I want to put my own stamp on it and do it my way? Or is it, hey, let's slowly ease into this and try to, if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of a thing? Because, again, the girls won a league title last year. They were pretty good.
Yeah, the goal, I tell the swimmers every day that we're here to win. Having fun is a great thing, but winning is also very, very fun. And so we want to make sure that we're able to show the league what we can do, and the girls' team is really great. Coach David was our coach last year, and he was wonderful, And so when I first came in, I told the athletic director that I didn't want to change a whole bunch of things. I just want to build off of the success. So there may be a few changes here and there, but again, the idea was to kind of build off of the success that was already in the program. And so I wanted to make sure that I was contributing to the program and what they've been doing. And it looks like our girls will be going back to take another league title this year.
Coach, I know a lot of public schools have their own aquatics facilities, and there's some really nice ones out there. But some of the private schools, you got to go different places like the Drayson Center, Crafton Hills College. Being a head coach, what are some of the challenges in just terms of, finding places to train and practice and get ready for the meets?
Yeah, it's been really tough. We were at a place called the Drayson Center in Loma Linda for a couple of weeks, and then their pool shut down unexpectedly, and they were very apologetic. They were very sweet about it, but they wouldn't be open again until May, and so we had to go find another place to swim. And that's probably one of the bigger challenges for the year, and so I'm really proud of all the swimmers for being able to stick through it throughout the semester, being able to continue to come to the practices. They've been doing a really great job. And so that's been one of the biggest challenges, being able to organize all that stuff, being able to motivate all the kids to come. As of right now, I'm not currently a teacher on the campus, so I'm just a coach. And so I'm also not there throughout the day to be able to remind the kids about stuff or whatever. And so I send them reminds or emails or whatever to be able to make sure that they can come to the practices. And so getting them to come, it's about 15 minutes. The place we practice at now is about 15 minutes from the school. And so some kids do struggle with rides every now and then. And, it also takes away from practice time. And so it'd be much nicer just to kind of walk out of class and ride onto the pool deck, but they have to drive there. And so it's a bit of a challenge. But again, like I said, I'm really proud of them, and they've been doing a really good job this year.
Coach, another thing I wanted to ask you, too, because I really don't know the answer, is this new San Joaquin League. It's kind of a mishmash of a bunch of ambassador league schools and some other programs outside the area. Do you know how that even came together with all these schools, creating this new San Joaquin League? I guess it's just for swimming.
Yeah, so for CIF, now they're making it mandatory where you have to have, it's called a Colorado timing system or a CTS system. And so you have to have an automatic time system in order to, whenever you get your time for your event, for that to be transmitted to CIF. It used to be you could just use a couple of stopwatches, but you can't do that anymore. And so none of the schools in the Ambassador League, which is what we were in last year, none of those schools have a CTS machine. And so we had to try to find a league that would have that. And so Webb has been very gracious. The Webb schools, they've been very gracious to be able to accept us and a bunch of other schools that we're in now. So within the San Joaquin League, they've been very gracious. They're hosting a lot of schools at their pool. I believe there's about 12 teams total in the division or in the league. So it's been pretty tough to cram them all to the pool deck. But again, they've been very gracious. And so we've been able to join with them, all for the purpose of trying to get the automatic times, because that's what CIF is now requiring. Mm-hmm. So it's more out of force than anything, so that we can make sure that our students can qualify for CIF.
All right, and finally, Coach, you got league prelims coming up, and if you advance out of prelims, you go to the league finals. At this time of the year, is it about coaching? Is it like, hey, guys, you're all grown up, I'm going to let you go walk on your own for a little bit? I mean, how much coaching, how much training happens this time of the year as you get ready for league, and then obviously CIF for the swimmers who qualify?
Yeah, there's a quote that says a good coach can change a game, but a great coach can change a life. And so my job as a coach never ever really stops. And so even during this time, we're going to do something called tapering. And tapering is resting the body enough to make sure that they are ready for the next meet, not too sore, but also that they're not out of shape. And so it's a very fine line that we have to walk, and that comes from a lot of stuff that I've been accumulating over the years of learning how to coach these teams, and I've been collecting data throughout the whole year. I have a whole chart here of every time that they have. It's a little blurred out, but all the data that we have throughout the year, just to make sure that the things that we're doing for them is the best for each individual swimmer. And so it's a bit of both. The people always say showing up is half the battle. I don't really believe that to be true, because you can show up and just sit on the wall and not do anything the whole time, And so it's a bit of me giving 100% as well as the swimmers giving 100%. So it's really a give and take relationship, but we're both giving as much as we can right now to make sure we come out on top for the league.
Well, Coach, listen, I really appreciate the time. Congrats on a great first season so far. I know it's not done yet, but so far so good for the Eagles. I really appreciate the time. Coach Austin Sparks, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
You got it. That is ACA swim coach Austin Sparks here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, girls flag football now a CIF sport. We're going to talk to Indian Springs head coach Chris Chaddick as we go live to a girls flag football practice next on the Inland Sports Show.
Hey guys, this is Jason at Ken Sporting Goods. We're almost to 1,000 Instagram followers. Tell your friends, like us, come down, see us. Thank you so much for your loyalty.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Boostman here with a quick 2 cent. In pursuit of your goals as student athletes, it's perfectly fine to feel frightened, even intimidated over the amount of energy that will be required. The question is, how do you respond to fear? Do you allow it to stand in front of you or push you from behind? Big dreams and goals should always scare you a little, but allowing that fear to stand in your way will prevent you from moving forward. While those who use that fear as energy to push them forward can surmount any obstacle and achieve any goal. Your boy, Boostman.
The City of San Bernardino Parks, Recreation, and Community Services Department will host a Community Arbor Earth Day Park Revitalization on Saturday, April 22nd at Bobby Vega Park, located at 862 North Garner Avenue. The Arbor Earth Day Revitalization is a free community outreach event that will take place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the purpose of environmental education. This event will entail free secure document shredding, up to 5 standard boxes per household. Mulch and compost giveaway, please bring your own containers, water and energy conservation tips, along with a park cleanup and tree planting. Motor oil filter recycling containers will be provided while supplies last. There will also be a green job fair providing apprenticeships and demonstrations. This family and pet-friendly event encourages city residents to come out and explore the variety of environmental resource vendors, such as the California Conservation Corps, Rolling Green Tree Care, Serenity Plants, Uplift San Bernardino, and Owner-Occupied Rehab Program. Come out to help clean up and improve your local park. We'll appreciate everyone's support. See you there.
And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. And Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust.
March Madness legend, the one and only Lamont Butler, the pride of Riverside Poly. I interviewed him last night, talked about it. And basically, you know, to echo what he said, it was a great season. They got back to campus at San Diego State. He's never been a celebrity, but he feels like this is as close as he's going to get because everybody's running up to him. They're taking pictures with him. They want to, you know, talk to him, congratulate him. He says it's just been awesome, the outpouring of support, man. People love Aztec basketball. Good teams, but nobody's scary, right? Nobody you're like, I don't want to play those guys. They're really good. There's not a team out there like that. So people are saying that if the Lakers are healthy and motivated, I guess maybe it's another word, but if the Lakers are healthy and motivated, they might make a run. The Clippers might make a run. Just depends on a lot of people being healthy and you know, playing their best basketball of the season this time of the year.
Inland Sports.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. A big thanks to Austin Sparks from ACA Swim for joining us here on the show. Right now, we want to talk girls flag football. It is now a CIF sport, and in the San Bernardino Unified School District, they're going to have a spring season, and they're going to crown a champion at the end. And the first games will take place this Friday at Cajon. Joining us live right now from Indian Springs girls flag football practice, it is football head coach Chris Chaddick. He's going to have a special guest in just a moment as well. But Coach Chaddick, man, I know football is 365 days out of the year, but now it really is because you've got girls flag football in the spring. It's nonstop for you.
Yeah, it's a great thing. The ladies are working really, really hard, and I'm very happy about it. Say hello, ladies. Yeah, they're working hard. They're actually drilling right now. We actually have practice at 7:15.
So Coach,
yeah.
What's practice been like for you? Because I know you have your first real game, in fact, 2 real games on Friday. I'll have you describe the way the schedule is set up, where you play 2 games at one location every week. But what's practice been like as you try to get the team dialed in for some real competition coming up?
Practice has been awesome. So I'll give you an example of the drill we're about to do now. We're doing like a pursuit drill. So I'll just show this to you right now. So get ready to go, ladies. Here we go. So we're working on our fundamentals, teaching them how to do everything from tackling to learning what the positions are, to learning the basics of the game, learning what a wide receiver is. Learning that a wide receiver has to have their inside foot in when they're running. Learning the splits. Learning the rules of the game. I'm even learning as it goes. The field is much shorter, narrower, smaller. So the coaches are learning at the same time as the guys. Ready, get set, go.
So, Coach, as they run more drills, explain how the schedule is going to work out, because I don't want to say all the details, but it's 5 weeks, one location each week, a couple games.
So the way it works is it's 5 weeks. We had the kickoff bazaar last week at San Bernardino High School, and the game is 5 weeks long. And the way it works is we're playing at all this different San Bernardino City schools. For this instance, this week we're playing at Cajon High School from 3:30 to 5 o'clock. And the games are about 35 minutes running length of clock. So we're going to be playing. Who are you playing this week, ladies? Do you remember? Okay, so we're going to be playing Middle College, one of the schools, and another San Andreas at Cajon, and then the next week we're playing Cajon and Arroyo Valley. So, I mean, it's a round robin kind of thing, and it goes up 5 weeks. After the 5 weeks, they set up a little playoff bracket with the top 4 teams, and top 4 teams go after it. We crown a champion in the city.
So, Coach, as we lead up to these, first real games for girls flag football, I know you mentioned like the opening ceremonies, that kind of clinic at San Bernardino High School this past week. We've got another special guest online. She just logged on, Mariah Lopez, a professional girls football player, and I know she was out there at this clinic as well. And Mariah, let me just ask you, when you're teaching the girls at Indian Springs and the other schools participating, what are some of the things that you're trying to relay to them? What are some of the things that they need to learn before their first game?
Basically just the confidence to go out there. I want them to know that they can do anything. They put their hard work and mind too. So basically, yeah, just instilling confidence in them.
And Mariah, the girls that you
and
had a chance.
definitely the route tree.
Yeah,
Sorry.
route tree, right? No, but that's a good point, because some of these girls, this might be their first introduction to football. Maybe they have a dad or a brother who plays, or they watch a little NFL or whatever. But this might be their first real introduction, that they're on the field and, like you said, running routes and catching the football, throwing the football. So, as you at this clinic this last week, what are some of the things that you were just trying to maybe make sure that they know the basics, I guess you could say, before they get to that first real game?
Basically just hand-eye coordination and just running the route correctly, because everyone has to work together on the offense. One has to take the defender, all the way out, and so that the other offensive player can come underneath and get the ball, or just the systematic things that you have to work strategically with your offense that they need to learn now so that they can be successful in the game. Because everyone does have to work together on offense.
And Mariah, going back to that clinic, what was the reception like from the girls? Were they grasping some of those concepts pretty quickly, and you feel confident that they're going to be ready to go on Friday?
Yes, they did really good. Honestly, better than what I thought. They're going to be ready to go in no time. Literally, Friday is going to be perfect. I'm excited to see how well they do. But yeah, they were already grasping the concept very, very fast.
All right, let me go back to Coach Chaddick on this one. Coach, I know you're ultra competitive. You love to win. You give 110% in everything that you do. So as you go into Friday night's first 2 games of the season for girls flag football, how bad do you maybe want to win a couple games and maybe win a championship at the end of this season?
Play this game. I don't care if it's off the straightest line. Trying to win. I mean, it's a win. It's developed that in the young ladies that are playing. We have a great group of young ladies. They are really taking to this, and highly coachable, great work ethic. And when you do that, and you have the training from the ladies like Mariah and a couple other people, we're going to be all right. I mean, it's still early on, and just things still gelling as a team, but you better believe we're gunning to win.
All right, Coach Chaddick, hold tight real quick. Let me go back to Mariah. Mariah, have you seen an increased interest, at the girls' football level? I know we're doing flag football here, but have you just seen an increased interest of more girls? I know the turnout was great at that clinic at San Bernardino High School, but have you seen an interest grow amongst girls?
Yes, absolutely. It's been amazing just to see the growth and the journey over the years. I started my journey about 5 years ago. So from 5 years ago to now, to be able to see it being a varsity high school sport for these girls is like a dream come true. Because I wish I had that back in the day. And then they can go to college now and get scholarships to play ball. So the increased interest in it has grown tremendously, and I'm all here for it. I want to be in the community supporting them and uplifting them as much as possible.
Well, that was my follow-up question, Mariah, was how did you get introduced to football, and when was it and how was it?
I got introduced to football in college. Well, no, in high school we had a powder puff, flag football game. And so that was my first introduction, my junior year. And then I went into college and they had intramurals, co-ed flag football. And so I played that for about a year. And then my sister, she sent me a YouTube clip of women playing tackle football in the LFL. And so that was, I was just blown away by these beautiful boss, inspiring women that were playing tackle football. And so we moved out to Cali, tried out for the team. We made it. And, we've been playing tackle football for the X League for about 3 years. And then now we play for the WNFC. We're playing 11s.
That is amazing.
And then we also travel and play flag football during our off season.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, the team that you were representing at that clinic, it was the sister?
The Showstoppers.
Showstoppers, there it is.
Yes. Yeah, it's the showstoppers. So my sister and I, we're the football sisters, and we created that team to just build a sisterhood in a community full of like-minded individuals. We want to be in our community to lead by example, pursue through passion, and commit with heart in all that we do. And our football sisters are called the Showstoppers as well. That's my sister and I, Marissa. That's our team.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let me finish up with Coach Chaddick. Coach, if you're still there, we're getting a live look at Coyotes flag football practice right now as they get ready for their first games coming up on Friday night. And Coach, I just want to point this out as well. You've got some of your football guys out there helping, the girls practice and train and get ready for their first games, right? Uh-oh, do we still have Coach? I see the players. I see them going through drills. Well, Coach Chaddick, listen, I really appreciate the time. Mariah, I appreciate your time as well. Thank you so much. And it's good seeing you out there this past week at San Bernardino High School, working not just with Indian Springs High School, but with all the teams that were out there. It was such a great turnout for that first clinic. So that was really great to see the support from the local community like that. So thank you, Mariah. Coach Chaddick, listen, you're one of my favorites. Thank you for the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Promoting women's sports is a big deal.
You got it. I got a couple daughters. One of them likes football. The other one's like, but one of them likes football. So who knows? She might be playing flag football in a couple of years as well. Coach, thank you so much. Mariah, thank you so much as well. Really appreciate the time. All right, we're going to take one more commercial break. When we come back, we're tracking down Cal State San Bernardino baseball coach Mike Nadeau. Coyotes are off to a fantastic start this year. It was a busy day with recruits for coach, but he's going to try to step away for a couple minutes and join us live on the show. So we'll have that when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show.
What up, y'all? Boostman here, going to break you off with a quick 2 cents. With over 10 years in the game developing athletes, I'm going to share with you guys 3 major keys to developing speed. Number 1, you got to get stronger. This increases your capacity to produce force. Number 2, you got to improve your running mechanics. I'm talking about arm action, leg action, and good posture. Number 3, you got to sprint. High-quality sprints that uses acceleration and max speed are vital for sport specificity. There you have it. 3 keys for speed. Now get to it. Your boy, Boostman.
Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun.
The City of San Bernardino has implemented a new low-cost sidewalk vending program in hopes of expanding opportunity for community members to start sidewalk vending safely and lawfully. We want everyone to have access to the economic benefits that sidewalk vending brings, but we want to make sure that our sidewalk vendors know the do's and don'ts when it comes to our city. We must make sure that vendors are keeping our residents safe by following general health and safety standards and by following all city rules. Like, did you know to legally sidewalk vend in the City of San Bernardino, you'll need a seller's permit? What about the $1 million general liability insurance that you are required to have? Don't let this scare you. When all is said and done, the cost of the annual permit will either be $64 or $154. We want to help in every way we can when it comes to vendors lawfully running and growing their small businesses. But those who operate without the proper permits can and will be cited. Citations can run anywhere from 100 to a misdemeanor, and repeated violations can result in the confiscation of items needed to sidewalk vend. We do not want this to be you. So if you have any questions or concerns regarding the new sidewalk vending program, please call us at 909-384-5035, where staff will help you navigate your way to becoming a safe and permitted vendor in our city.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. A big thanks to Mariah Lopez and Chris Chaddick, the head football coach at Indian Springs, as they get set for the first CIF girls flag football games coming up this Friday. Now join us here on the show as we dig in on the diamond with Cal State San Bernardino head coach Mike Nadeau. The Coyotes are one of the top teams in all of Division II. Man, they are running off a lot of wins this season. Coach Nadeau is joining us live. And Coach, you know, going back to last year, you could kind of see the writing on the wall that you guys were trending in the positive direction very quickly. From last year to this year, where you guys are at right now, how pleased are you with the program and the improvements that you guys have made since you got on board?
Well, you gave me goosebumps with all that stuff. Thinking about the transition from last year to this year, it's been really fun, I guess, you know, as we have so many returning guys this year. I listened to you talk to Andy Newman, what was that, maybe 3 weeks ago, the basketball coach, and he said the same thing. You know, when you get old and you have guys that are seasoned, that are just they're ready to win. And I think these guys are just that. They're older, they're mature, they've learned how to slow the game down a little bit, and especially just feeding off of last year. You know, a lot of those guys are back from our playoff run last year, and they're having a lot of fun, and I think they understand what they can do this year.
Yeah, like you mentioned last year, I think you guys picked up your first postseason CC2A victory. I think it was up at Chico State, if I remember correctly, getting your first, you know, conference tournament win in like 20 years. I think it had been a long time, but
yeah.
You know, but now go into this season, I feel like the goals, the expectations are probably a lot bigger, right, for this Coyotes team.
I think when we came in the fall, yes. I mean, our expectations were, how do we better last year? And so what do we need to do? You know, and the first thing we went out is we went and got some pitching. We went and got some arms that have really helped us out this year on the starting side of it, the reliever side of it. Just seeing those guys produce for us in a conference that's very offensive. I mean, this conference hits, and we knew we needed to try to slow down some of those high offensive teams in our conference, and they're doing a really good job of it. And then for us on that other side is keep being offensive. We were very offensive last year. We hit really well. Our power numbers were up, and now we're feeding off it. You lose a Kyle Sakin with 21 home runs, but now I think we've got almost everybody in that lineup's got a home run and doing well, and just putting up some stupid offensive numbers, which has been fun to watch.
Now, it's a perfect segue. My next question, I was digging through the box scores of your schedule this season. You've had some dominant pitching, but you've also scored a lot of runs. Where would you say the strength is on this team? Because I feel like you guys can do both very well.
Well, you've talked to numerous people in our sports, and it's just contagious, and hitting's very contagious. And the top of our lineup with, you know, Johnson and Ruiz and Del Negro and Macias and Borst, and, you know, there's just been guys that have just been hitting, and then all of a sudden you see the Garcia come in, a new kid from, you know, RCC, and Shedlock was a freshman last year, and now he's starting and hitting, and these guys they're just feeding off each other. And then I think what our pitching staff understands is that we're going to score runs, and we just need to keep us in games. And our pitching staff has done an outstanding job, even in these last probably 3 or 4 series. I mean, even go back to the Pomona series where we lost 3 out of 4, but 3 of those were 1-run games, you know, and they were just our pitching staff is getting it and understanding how to pitch. And there's such good offenses in the conference, and they just got to figure out, we got to spin it. We got to pitch, we got to locate, and they're doing a great job keeping us in the games and keeping it close late and letting us win some games.
Big series coming up this weekend at Fiscalini Field. You got Cal State Monterey Bay. I know I think they're ranked top 25, maybe 18-ish or somewhere around there when I was looking. But this is a big series, right, Coach, when you go head-to-head with another team that's ranked and kind of see where you guys are stacked up with the other top teams, not only in your conference, but also maybe in Division II, the landscape of the West region going forward.
Yeah, they're a very good team. And I think since I've been at Cal State, they may have won the conference 3 times since I've been here. The last couple of years they've won it. You know, Coach White's they're a great team. They do a great job every year. They could pitch, they could hit, they could play defense. They just do it all. And so it's for us now to kind of see where we stack up with the best. It's putting us in a position, hopefully on a good side when we're at home. You always love to play people at Fiscalini. A lot of people don't want to play us at Fiscalini, but we get that opportunity to be at our yard and see what we can do and how we match up against them. They're a great team, and you know, I know both of us are going to be there at the end, and we'll see after this weekend.
Yeah, we're looking at some highlights. That was a big win against Point Loma. Point Loma at the time, I think, was highly ranked as well when you took them down at Fiscalini Field. Coach, you know, just rewinding back to when you took over the program to where you are today. I mean, when you took over the program, wasn't at its brightest spot, and here you are, one of the top teams in Division II. What do you credit the improvements to? Can you pinpoint like where the program was able to pivot and kind of, you know, trend in the positive direction?
Well, you know, there's a lot. I mean, recruiting's always going to be number one. We got to recruit, and my coaching staff has done a fabulous job. They're awesome. They're on the trail all the time. We're trying to find the guys that are going to come in here with the right fit. But I also want to just say maybe experience. You know, I've coached at programs before that just have not been well off. Took them over when they were damaged goods, and I think I've learned a little bit through my process of making sure you're getting kids that are coming in here for the right purpose. We're not sexy. That's our big thing. San Bernardino and Fiscalini Field is not a sexy place to come play baseball, but we hope that what we're building culture-wise, the young men that you're going to play next to, the guys that we have here, are exactly what you're looking for. They want to have fun. They play hard, and just putting the right kids on the field. And it's just recruiting and getting those kids to take that step and say, I'm in, coach. You know, I want to come to Fisky. I want to come to San Bernardino and play baseball and take a chance. And we've ran into some really great kids. There's 35 of them out there right now that we recruited, and they're there for a reason. And we hope every single one of them get an opportunity every weekend, because we just want them to have success.
Okay, Coach, final question. Speaking of recruiting, you know, the roster is a nice blend of, you know, local guys from, you know, high school programs that you're going to recognize, and maybe some guys from out of the area. When you recruit, like you said, there's a particular kind of guy, a particular kind of player that you're looking for, right, to kind of fit the culture that you've built with the Yotes.
Yeah, it is fine. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I thought I lost you there for a second. The basketball team's getting called the Dino Boys, and it is a thing. I mean, being from the Inland Empire now that I've been down here for 6 years, it's a thing. You get it. Kids are tougher. I think it's tough for us to bring in kids from Orange County, bring kids in from the beach to come into the IE to grind this stuff out. They're blue collar kids. They're kids that work hard and they're tough. Half of these kids have jobs. They're tough kids, and they come here, and man, they love the opportunity to play baseball every day. And I think some of these kids know that they've only got a year, 2, 3 left to play this game, and they want to work hard and they want to win. And if you can get 35 guys all on that field working hard and wanting to win, I think we've got a chance.
Okay, Coach Nadeau, I really appreciate the time. I know you're sitting in the car. You're a very busy man. You're right in the middle of the season, recruiting going on, all kinds of stuff. But I really do appreciate the time, because you guys are off to probably the best maybe season ever. I don't know. But I just wanted to make sure we gave a little love to the Yotes.
No, I appreciate it. And Alex Klein, he sends me stuff all the time right now, the new things that we're doing that this program hasn't done in a long time. And it's fun. I hope we're there at the end of this thing and can finish this thing off and bring something to San Bernardino baseball.
Yeah, between you and the men's basketball program, holy smokes, Cal State taking off.
I know. We got it. We're trying to push Kim around. Kim's been doing it for too long, so me and Andy are trying to push her around a little bit right now. Yeah, Cal State's synonymous with volleyball, but now, man, people are thinking men's basketball and baseball as well. So, congrats, Coach. It's a great start. I'm hoping to come out at least to one game this weekend and check you guys out again in person. So, congrats on your season so far, and I know there's still a lot of work to be done. Thanks, Pep. I appreciate you reaching out. Yes, sir. You got it. That's Mike Nadeau, the head baseball coach for Cal State San Bernardino, the skipper of the Yotes here on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks again, Coach, so much. I appreciate it. All right, now let's go to our big boost play of the week. Not on the baseball diamond, but the softball diamond. And it was a big one, a showdown between Cajon and Beaumont. CBL supremacy on the line. And this would be the only run of the game in a pitcher's duel between Jada Villegas and Cambria Salmon. Jade Pagdalau knocks in the only run for the Cougars. And there it is. Beaumont wins 1-0 the final score. Beaumont is one of the top-ranked teams. I think they're number 5 in the latest CIF Southern Section Division I rankings. Yes, I said Division I. Beaumont with a big win there. Pagdalau knocks in the run. That's our big boost play of the week. All right, now to our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game, and we actually have 2 this week because we had a previous Ken Sporting Goods must-see game that was rained out and postponed until this week. So we got 2. The first one is, well, this Saturday, the softball game we have all been waiting for. Roosevelt at Norco, Saturday in Big 8 League play. This is going to be a massive game in determining the league championship and also where they stand in the Division I rankings. This is a huge game. Roosevelt, the reigning Division I champions. Norco, the perennial power, and ranked number 2 right now in the Division I rankings, according to the CIF Southern Section. That's on Saturday. That's the first Ken Sporting Goods must-see game. But I told you we have 2 this week because if you're watching us live and amplified, they're starting this one right now. It's girls lacrosse. Murrieta Mesa and Vista Murrieta down there in the old Southwestern League. The Rams are highly ranked. They are 5-0. They're trying to win another league title. But Vista Murrieta right there on their heels at 4-1 in league play. If there's a team that might sneak up on Murrieta Mesa, it would be the Broncos. But as we mentioned, Murrieta Mesa trying to hold on, go perfect in Southwestern League play again. And that game is happening tonight. If you're watching us live, that's Vista Murrieta and Murrieta Mesa under the lights in a Ken Sporting Goods must-see game, girls lacrosse. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Inland Sports Show. A shout out to all of our guests. I got to go back to the top of the show because it's been a long show. Centennial Baseball, Austin Sparks, the swim coach from ACA, girls flag football at Indian Springs, and you just saw Mike Nadeau, the skipper for the Cal State San Bernardino baseball team. Biggest shout out of all going to Johnny Nunez, our director here at Teen Vision TV 16. My name is Pep Fernandez. We thank you for watching. God bless you. Stay safe out there, and we will see you next week on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.